Ladies and gentlemen, by way of Bally's Park Place, Atlantic City, a Hilton Casino Resort, Cedric Kushner Promotions with Mr. Frank Warren, in association with America Presents, are proud to bring you the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO Featherweight Championship of the World. Sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard Sr., Chairman Jerry Gormley, Board members Gary Shaw and Stephen Katz, Deputy Commissioner John Greco, timekeeper at the bell Roosevelt Gilbert, counting for the knockdown seconds, alternate referee Tony Orlando, physicians at ringside Dr. Dominic Coletta Jr., Dr. Charles Wilson, Dr. Richard Snepper, and Dr. Howard Taylor. This bout is also sanctioned by the World Boxing Organization President Francisco Barcarcel, WBO Supervisor at ringside, former World Champion Boxing Hall of Famer Jose Torres. The three judges scoring this bout on a 10-point must system will be John Stewart, Clark Sammartino, and Nelson Vasquez. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action working in his 110th world title bout, Joe Cortez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing silver and weighing in at 124 pounds. His professional record, an outstanding 22 victories in 23 bouts, including 14 knockouts, with only one loss in his career, and a world title bout. This evening, he is looking for title belt number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, from Belfast, Ireland, here is the challenger, former bantamweight, champion of the world, the pocket rocket, Wayne Macculough. And across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing leopard with Adidas trim and weighing 125 pounds. He brings a perfect professional record to the ring, consisting of 30 victories in 30 bouts, including 28 knockouts, 18 KOs in 3 rounds or less. Tonight, he enters the ring looking to once again emerge victorious and demonstrate to all that he is among the best, pound for pound, in the world today. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Steel City of Sheffield, England, presenting the reigning and defending undefeated WBO Featherweight Champion of the World, Prince Naseem.
Wayne. All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight.
Come in, Wayne.
Obey my commands at all times. You understand, hand the challenger? Understand the champion?
I do.
Okay, give me a clean fight. Shake hands, touch them up. Good luck. God bless.
Very much like the Prince to keep talking all the way through the referee's final instructions, but the time for talking is over. The featherweight crown on the line here in Atlantic City. 12 rounds. The Prince Naseem Hamed, who you see coming out firing uppercuts in the leopard print trunks, the pocket rocket. Wayne Macculough in the silver trimmed with black and purple. Some prognosticators have suggested that Macculough's activity level very commonly throws more than 100 punches in a round. Could be bothersome for Hamed. Hamed very much defies every boxing convention, every rule you might have about boxing technique. You can throw it out the window when it comes to the Prince. He is all about athleticism and the element of surprise. And we have seen just a smidge of vulnerability from the Prince through the years. We saw him knocked down. We saw him hurt against Kevin Kelly. Of course, he did come back to rally and win in spectacular fashion. But we have seen him in danger. And Wayne Macculough put him under duress here tonight. Good shot to the body there from Hamed. Leaps in with a left hook. As he finds his rhythm, finds his vibe here in the first round. Hamed 11-0, 11 knockouts in world title fights to this point in his career. Hamed leaps in with a left hook to the body. Macculough manages to connect on the inside. Another body shot connects there from Hamed, and those are the moments where Macculough might be able to capitalize. And the moments when Hamed does allow him to get in close, that's where the volume and the grittiness of Macculough could become a factor. Leaping uppercut from Hamed connects right on the point of the chin of Macculough. Crowd was getting into it for Macculough, but that uppercut quieted them, but temporarily.
Relax. Good drink of water. Nice. Nice. No, but don't get careless with him. That's all right. Deep breathe. Deep breathe. Just off your stiff jab like you done with Bidillo, and then hit him with your bomb. Just a little bit, just a little bit. Bing, bing, bing.
This is okay. You can't open up your hands, okay? Okay, I didn't want you to go to him in the first few rounds, but it's happened, okay? Wait.
We take a look at some of the action from the first round. There was that short, quick hook on the inside from Macculough. And it's in those moments when Hamed has been vulnerable in the past. He likes to lean back out of the way of shots, and you can sometimes catch him off balance. And that's the key. You have to catch him. It is not an easy task for Wayne Macculough here tonight as round two begins. And as we looked in the corner of Naseem Hamed just a moment ago, that is very much a key storyline here tonight that we have not addressed. There has been turbulence in the camp and in the life of Hamed during the build-up to this fight. Of course, his trainer, Brendan Ingle, released a book about himself and his relationship to Naseem Hamed, and some of the contents of it, as Hamed swings wildly and turns himself inside out. Some of the contents of that book were not particularly flattering to Hamed. So there have been, since then, some public disagreements between Hamed and his trainer. And despite that, Ingle did remain a part of the camp and of the preparation for Hamed leading up to this fight, but it is Ingle's sons, including Dominic Ingle, who's fastly becoming a noted trainer himself, who are taking the lead tonight in Hamed's corner. McCulough not quite able to get the tempo that he likes. When McCulough is at his best, he's throwing 100 punches around. He's able to work on the inside, and tonight, at least thus far, he is struggling to get there with consistency, which we knew was going to be the case. McCulough was always going to have to find different ways to succeed here tonight, because fighting Hamed is just not a normal fight. Hamed prancing on the outside, showing the jab, threatening with the hook. Slaps with that right hand, gets caught from a right hand by McCulough in return. Runs forward to land that left hook to the body. Every time there's a flurry, the crowd here in Atlantic City is going to erupt. Round two comes to a close.
Deep breathe. Now listen to me. You're giving him a little bit too much room to work. You got to work off a stiff jab. Work off a stiff jab. Then you catch him with your bombs. Just put your hands down. Just relax yourself. You're dropping your hands in distance. Don't drop your hands in distance. Just stop jabbing. Orthodox or southpaw and stiff jab like you're done with Bedilio, because he's coming in with his head. So you don't.
Okay? I don't want to be reaching. I don't want. When I miss him, step back and regroup yourself. Okay? Okay? A lot of feints, a lot of jabs, a lot of feints. When put your foot in the right place, start dropping.
We'll look back at some of the action from the second round. You see Hamed and McCulough trading right hands in that sequence.
Get back in your corner. Get back in your corner. Let's go.
Again, Hamed can be caught, and typically when he does, it looks good to the judges because he leans out of the way of punches. He has his hands down. He can be off balance. There is a path to victory for McCulough, but he's going to have to catch and hurt Hamed to make it happen. Saw Hamed a moment ago landing one of those unorthodox, unpredictable uppercuts. But he is so adept at throwing. McCulough misses over the top, gets countered by Hamed. Sweeping right hand connects from McCulough, and Hamed gives him a little dance. Worth noting as well that the prediction from the Prince that he would knock out McCulough at the 2:32 mark of the second round has long since passed. In that respect, McCulough already outperforming perhaps his opponent's expectations. At least to a degree, following his corner's instructions of settling down a little bit on the outside, jabbing a little bit more. Using a bit more boxing convention to the extent that he can and will do that. Misses over the top of the right hand. Now switches southpaw, constantly changing stances is the Prince. So frustrating, particularly for a fighter like McCulough, who again thrives off of gradually building that tempo. He trying to chip away at his opponents. He likes to be in the 100 punch per round range. And Hamed is just not allowing him to cut that kind of pace in this fight. Measures Macculough with the jab, snaps the left hand right behind it. And a big uppercut connects right at the bell from Hamed.
Put the ice pack behind his back. You ready, baby? Huh? Okay, listen to this, man. I need you to start hitting him in the body, baby. I need you to start hitting him in the body. Come on.
Just a stiff jab. Hit him with a delayed counter as he comes on. Do you understand?
Get your breath, come on.
Get your breath. Right up, right up, right up.
We'll look back at some of the action from the previous round. There are moments of success for Macculough. You see that right hand catching Hamed leaning back. It remains in the back of your mind as you watch Hamed in the corner. You see kind of a vacancy on his face as he's listening to his coaches, who, again, he's not on the best of terms with at the moment. Will that be a factor here tonight?
What's the foot?
As Hamed gets caught with a sneaky shot from Macculough and looks to the crowd as if to say, hey, did that one hit me? It did. The shots from Macculough to this point not landing with quite enough frequency. And to go back to the discussion about Hamed and his corner, that really is always the debate about him. How much of this is premeditated? How much of this is built in the gym? And how much of this is just God-given talent? How much of this is just the physical gifts and the creativity of Hamed coming out? Clearly, in between all of this, there is fundamental skill. You liken Hamed almost to, a baseball player with an unconventional batting stance. And when it comes time to load and put their bat on the ball, everything from that point on looks fundamentally sound. With Hamed, you see flashes of that too, but then you see stuff like that no boxing trainer would ever teach. Doing a 360 after you miss a right hook. The left hook connects from Macculough. Macculough starting to inch a little bit closer to Hamed in this round. Macculough's corner told him you have to hit him to the body. And almost every fighter who's been in there against Hamed, Wilfredo Vasquez included, who faced Hamed most recently, he wanted to bang to the body. He wanted to rough Hamed up. It's easier said than done, but signs of improvement for the pocket rocket in that round.
And he couldn't do that much. Don't give him no free shots at all. Deep breath. Yeah, all right, come on, deep breath. Right in. Let me do your eyes.
Straight and snap that jab into him, you never
Snap
miss
the jab
him.
into his face.
Oh,
Deep
you
breathe.
can do it.
You're crashing it, Brian. No, you're all right. No, you're all right. But break him up with a jab. Like you're doing with the break him up, break him up. Then you'll hit him with the bombs coming in.
Come, get this side as he's spitting.
It was a solid right hand that connected in that last round from Macculough. Looked better upon replay than maybe it did in the moment. The theatrics of Hamed can kind of trick the viewer into thinking that the shots that landed weren't as severe as perhaps they were. And that was a good one from Macculough and maybe something to build on. Here in this round. Corner of Hamed imploring him to use the jab a little bit more and try and hit Macculough with some delayed counters. You know that Macculough is going to try to wade in. You know he's going to try and get low. And if you can goad him in, bait him in, there could be some lanes for big uppercuts for Hamed. As we've seen so many times in the past from Hamed, he can find openings. And he can create them in ways that we have just never seen in boxing before. A truly unique, once-in-a-generation operator is Prince Naseem. Pot shot there from Hamed, bounces back to the outside. Is jabbing more in this round, is following the instruction of his corner, jabbing very much in his own way. He's not just sitting down and pumping a left jab, he's changing stances, he's flicking those shots out. Hamed very much jabbing the way that he jabs. Nothing ordinary from the Prince. Quick uppercuts on the inside there from Hamed. Macculough doing less punching, more worrying about real estate here in this round. He's trying to get to the inside, he's feinting, he's covering up. More and more he is being frozen by the jab and the movement of Hamed. These are the moments where Macculough really has to let his hands go. When the chaos starts, he has to take a chance. And we know that Macculough has an iron chin. He's never been dropped. He's never really been visibly hurt, notably in his career. 10 seconds of this round, and that'll do it. Look at some action that occurred earlier on tonight. A big win for Marco Antonio Barrera, and perhaps see a showdown between him and Prince Naseem Hamed.
Because he's
later
using
on.
his head and everything on you. Have you got me?
Yeah. You deep breathe there. Come on,
Deep breathe, deep breathe.
You've done this now.
Don't rush, don't rush. Take your time. Stay in your own zone. Okay, baby? That's right there. Let's go, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
McCullough's corner telling him, don't rush, but the rounds are starting to pile up. Well, perhaps to this point, there's one round that maybe you could have given McCullough. Not not be time to panic, but it is time to think about where the rounds are going to come from down the stretch. Hamed has most likely built up a significant lead. Straight left hand connects there from Hamed. Maybe a little sign of frustration there a moment ago from Macculough. He kind of waved his gloves outwards as if to say, come on, let's engage a little bit, let's trade. You'll get that from Hamed. He's not afraid to exchange, but it'll be on his terms. Generally be when he decides to come in. Macculough, as well as he's been able to do that throughout his career, just hasn't been able to force the issue here tonight. Usually, Macculough is fast enough, is busy enough to make guys trade with him, to force an inside fight. And pure tempo and hustle alone is just not getting it done to this point here tonight for Macculough. Macculough got caught. Left uppercut from Hamed. Smacked his gloves together. A little frustration from Macculough. Starting to shine through. Hamed, to the degree that he will, kind of sitting down a little bit more. A little more flat-footed in this round, although his version of flat-footed is, well, frankly, fleet for anyone else in boxing. Well, trying to get to the basics, trying to jab to the body, now just points to the center of the ring and says, let's go. Final 10 seconds of another round, clearly for Prince Naseem.
Come here. It's all right. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's only a scratch.
You see that?
Yeah, no, you know when you're boxing. You know when you're boxing. He doesn't know what to do with you. Deep breathe, though. Deep breathe. Let me just do your face. Deep breathe. Right up. Get a drink. Get a drink.
His face is swelling up.
Just straight here. Just banging them up.
Come on, you've trained off for this.
Just that. Just step a little there and a little there. Just pick your feet.
Come on, up to top. Up to top. Up we go. So I start picking it up, Brent.
No, we're not.
Gotta keep my hands high, Wayne. I gotta stay right in the pocket. Okay? Okay? Look at him. You read it. You read it. That's it.
Round 7 begins here in Atlantic City. Prince Naseem Hamed, Wayne Macculough. Lineal featherweight title on the line. Prince Naseem has been a world champion since 1994. Coming his way up from super bantamweight to where he is today, a dominant champion.
Let's go.
At featherweight, some expected him to face the stiffest test of his career tonight in Wayne Macculough. Some thought that the volume punching of Wayne Macculough might be bothersome to him tonight. That has not yet been the case, and we're sensing a little bit of frustration from Macculough. Last round, a little more animated than we've seen him in the past. Trying to implore Hamed to exchange with him on the inside. Now Hamed just looking away, talking to the crowd, talking to Maccullough's corner. Now the fans sexy footwork of Hamed, which some might find pleasing to watch. The Irish faithful in Atlantic City, not so much. Well, we know as frustrated as Macculough might be getting, that he's not going to give up on a fight. We've seen him fight through a broken jaw in the 92 Olympics when he won silver. He fought with a broken cheekbone. Many people didn't know that. Lost to Joel Casamayor in the finals. Still a very proud moment for Macculough and for all of Irish boxing, hence the fan base that has followed him up into the professional ranks and has traveled all the way to New Jersey for this event tonight, which has been dubbed Halloween Fright Night. A bit of a nightmarish start for the Pocket Rocket, who is having a world of trouble catching up to Hamed. Macculough just taking any opportunity he can get. Hitting Hamed to the body while they were in the clinch. And eats a right hook right at the bell as the Prince struts back to his corner.
No, we sit down, have a rest.
Big deep breath. Up to the top now. You've got up top side of him.
You got the top side.
Two more rounds, that's it. Deep
Don't
breath.
get careless with him.
Well, we're looking at the replay, but the Prince not even looking at the opponent that he's facing right now. Every time you watch Prince Naseem, you see something new. As we look at the entrance set that Hamed also designed and choreographed himself. Multi-talented, multifaceted entertainer is Prince Naseem as we enter round 8. And this corner has been telling him when you're boxing, he can't do anything with you. His face is starting to swell. Very good analysis. I think anyone watching this fight right now can see that Macculough, to this point, just hasn't had a good idea of how to get to Hamed with regularity. Macculough, to a degree, a surprising choice of opponent. We had thought that Hamed might be headed for a showdown with Kennedy McKinney, who's been a staple on American television over the last couple of years. Of course, an Olympic hero as well. But McCullough's promoter, Dan Goosen, was able to strike a deal with Lou DiBella and HBO and make this fight happen. What's going on in the life of Macculough as well? Not as turbulent as what's been going on with the Prince in terms of his feud with his own corner, but Macculough and his wife and manager Cheryl recently had a child. The new father is Macculough. And he'll be taking home a sizable payday that will go a long way to securing the future of his child, but prefer to bring home the legitimate featherweight world title as well, and further cement his legacy and his family's future. The optimism of Macculough supporters starting to dwindle as Prince Naseem really on cruise control here in the 8th round.
Let him out, clean, let him out. Let's go.
As the seconds tick away, Ahmed gives Macculough an opportunity near that corner, but nothing connecting for the pocket rocket.
You got it, right? Huh? Rock it to it, fella. We got it. Let's rock it to it, fella. We got it. Wayne. We got to go now, though. We got to go now, okay? We got to win every round here, baby. We got to go now. We got to get him in a fight. Wayne. And you cannot be careless, okay? The punch is still there, okay?
It's the 9th round.
Come on.
Hold the middle of the ring this time. Hold the middle of the ring.
Keep breathing.
And stiff jab off it. And hit him with time counters and delayed counters. Stop counter. But step outside and then hit him with a bomb. With your right hand.
If you just concentrate and hit him stiff, don't just snap him up at him. Pop him straight.
So round 9 underway, and you do hear the urgency in the corner of Macculough. Just 2 rounds ago, they were telling him, don't worry, still be patient. Now, I think reality starting to set in for Team Macculough. But they're going to need something big to turn this fight around. A knockout or several knockdowns would come in handy for Macculough at this point. It is just so difficult to game plan for Prince Naseem Hamed. Who do you spar to prepare for this? Or what patterns can you find in past Prince Naseem fights? Of course, you know some of the weaknesses. Of course, he keeps his hands low. He leans back out of the way of shots. But how do you capitalize on that? How do you catch up to this man with any regularity? And then if you do, can you absorb his power? One of the very best punchers in boxing today is Prince Naseem. And if there's any positive that could be taken from Macculough's performance to this point, it's the fact that he has taken those shots. He's been able to absorb the power of Prince Naseem. But he hasn't really been able to impact Hamed in any way, although the crowd here in Atlantic City seems to think that Macculough might have something cooking up here. Hamed almost laughing at the crowd. Hamed has been at odds not just with the crowd here tonight, but seemingly everyone all fight week. Bally's and the venue here in Atlantic City hasn't been happy because Hamed showed up late. Didn't make some of his previously scheduled engagements here at Fight Week. Hamed has been going at it with boxing writers like Michael Katz throughout the week. Wasn't particularly cooperative at the final press conference a couple of days ago. He's very much been playing the role of the villain. But the villain is getting the best of Macculough right now.
See, let him hit you with silly shots. No, I'm not doing. I'm just going now. All right, right up, right up. Nas, don't let him come into the fight at all.
It's not Brent.
No, honestly. You let snap him, you'll bust him up. You had him there and you just stepped off, you'll get him. Deep break, come on, have a drink.
Let's do it now. Come on, this is 10.
But listen to me, Wayne, do it, Wayne. Do it, but keep my hands up doing it, okay? Keep my hands up doing it, Wayne.
Well, even more urgency in the corner of Wayne Macculough. Good short hook, connects there from Hamed. Yeah, it has to be said that Hamed hasn't visibly hurt Macculough at any point in this fight, and that really is a rarity when it comes to Hamed. We haven't seen that, at least in a championship fight, from Hamed. He has knocked out everyone that he has faced as a world champion, and now Macculough, to the extent that there can be a moral victory, has now taken him into the championship rounds. Maccullough's corner telling him, keep your hands up. You have to get to the inside one way or the other, because Macculough is just not going to win the battle on the outside. There's Fast, and then there's Prince Naseem. Maccullough's calling card might have been his hand speed and his activity, but this is just a different level. Sneaky uppercuts from different angles from Hamed. Hamed is just dazzling to watch at times. Macculough just trying to hustle his way to the inside. Taking a few more shots than we've seen in previous rounds, but he has no choice. If he wants to spring this upset, at this point he has to decide whether he's willing to take those shots or whether he's satisfied with simply hearing the final bell at the end of round 12. There really can't be any in between for Macculough at this point. Rowdy fans here in support of Macculough have quieted. Here's some singing faintly towards the backs of the venue here, but the excitement dulling for those thinking that Macculough was going to be the one to give the Prince his comeuppance. It is looking less and less likely with each passing moment. Hamed just squaring up, just touching Macculough. Swimming without getting wet is the Prince right now. See Hamed almost thinking about hitting Macculough with his backhand behind his back
Nice and clever.
as he swung and missed, as we now listen into his corner once again.
Right, no more.
Deep breathe.
I'm enjoying this.
You know, yeah. But don't let him come in. When you held the middle of the ring there, you didn't know what to do. You give him plenty of water, Dan.
Let's do it. All you gotta do is keep traveling through the
Toiling. One more. Come shit.
See the swelling above and below the left eye of Wayne Macculough. Starting to intensify. Things are really going to have to intensify in general for Macculough in these last 6 minutes. he wants to pull the upset here tonight. It has been mostly one-way traffic for Naseem Hamed. Not a lot of turbulence. He's been able to fairly casually drift around the ring and pot shot Macculough. But he has yet to hurt him. So at least something new here to watch if you're a Prince Naseem fan. How does he handle having to perhaps win a fight via decision? It's looked pretty easy for him here tonight. And you've always got the sense that Hamed could box this way too. And part of what's been exciting about Hamed throughout his career has been his willingness to take chances, to hunt for a knockout, to look for something spectacular. But tonight he's looked just a little more content to box his way to victory. Good leaping uppercut from Hamed. Now Macculough trying to get to the inside, but he eats a big left hand from Hamed and takes a step back, but only briefly. Macculough taking a few more risks here in the 11th round. When you take risks against Prince Naseem, there are serious consequences. As we saw a second ago, Hamed stopping that momentum with a big left uppercut. Such a tricky proposition. Trying to get going against Prince Naseem. Everything you think might work against other fighters. Well, maybe you should feint, maybe you should double your jab. None of that is working for Macculough tonight.
Sit down and relax. No, sit down, listen to me. You're knocking out. Listen to me, sit down. Sit down. He's gone, but don't get careless. If you hit him with straight shots, you'll knock him. You know, bang,
This is the last round. Touch him up. Last round. All right, Wayne. Last round. Touch him up. Last round.
Wayne. Last round, Wayne. Hey, Wayne. Keep my hands up, Wayne. Keep my hands up. I need you to finish, Wayne. I need you to finish.
This time you've got to go out and hammer him and keep your
You
chin
got to
down.
hammer him, but took your chin up. Stiff jab, fence him.
3-4
Fence
minutes.
him.
Right up middle.
12th and final round. Hamed has dominated through 11 rounds. The unexpected part is that we are here in the 12th round. Macculough has not been hurt. He's still here. And both corners, for different reasons, telling their fighters to go out there and look for a knockout. In Macculough's case, it's frankly because he needs it. He needs to score a knockout or a multitude of knockdowns at the very least to win this fight here in the 12th round. In Hamed's case, quite frankly, it's a vanity play. They want the knockout because they think that Hamed can get it. And Hamed looking a little more passive here tonight than in other fights, and you wonder if that friction that he has with his corner right now is perhaps emotionally playing in to how he's fighting here tonight. Remember too, there was a dispute about how much money he was being paid here tonight. He made about $2.5 million. That check can already be cashed, but he feels that he deserves more. So you wonder if perhaps Prince Naseem tonight is giving some percentage less than 100% in terms of his effort. And if that's the case, well, whatever percentage this is still better than any other featherweight in the world. And is probably better than any or most fighters in the world, period, right now. A pound-for-pound talent is Prince Naseem, as Macculough is trying anything he can to get close to Hamed and try to force a miracle. Macculough looks for a big left hook. Hamed just leans back out of the way. Joe Cortez warning Hamed that you can't palm your opponent's forehead. Well, Larry Holmes got away with that a little bit. Boxing officials enforce those rules a little bit more these days. Prince Naseem is not one for following the rules or for following convention. And it looks like it has worked out for him once again tonight. And even his opponent knows it. When Macculough hoists up the Prince. You know, as much animosity as there has been emanating from Hamed here during fight week, the predictions of the early knockout, all of the trash talk, there's been none of that from Macculough, who has always been respectful of Prince Naseem Hamed. He knew what kind of talent he was stepping in the ring with, and boy, does he know it now. And now we take a look at our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Leonardman's scorecard. No surprise here. He has Hamed cruising to victory, giving Macculough just round 5, 7, and 9. I think that is very fair. See some of the Irish faithful in the crowd here tonight celebrating as if maybe they are expecting a victory. That maybe they're having a little bit too much fun on the boardwalk. I don't think that that is rooted in reality, but we are mere moments away from finding out the truth. Another dazzling performance for Prince Naseem, but not the knockout finish that we had seen in his previous 11 world title fights.
Ladies and gentlemen,
all right, let's make this one official. Let's send it down to Michael Buffer.
City, we go to the scorecards. Clark Sammartino scores the bout 116 to 112. Nelson Vasquez scores it 117 to 111. And John Stewart has it 118 to 110 for the winner by unanimous decision. Still the undefeated WBO featherweight champion of the world, from Sheffield, England, Prince Naseem Hamed.
Well, he goes the distance for the first time as a world champion, but still the featherweight champ, Prince Naseem Hamed.